Manchester United really lack squad depth. The first team seem to be getting their Erik Ten Hag style of football down, but apart from that, we're seeing a lot of inconsistencies and we're seeing players revert back to previous managers. You know, your Ole Gunnar Solskjaers, your Ralf Rangnicks in terms of their philosophy and style, but also we're seeing underperformance of older players that potentially should be benched for younger stars to give them the time and the ability to explode in the European game. First and foremost, let's go through the Man United team that played Sociedad and look at players that may need to be benched in future games. First and foremost, Cristiano Ronaldo had an absolute stinker against Real Sociedad. One big chance missed, 2 block shots, 2 off target in the game. I thought he was very, very poor. Scored a goal that was ruled out for offside, but if you look at his attentiveness before that goal, he's so lazy to not get back on side. And I think it's time, I've said this before, I think it's time that Cristiano Ronaldo is moved on. The window's just closed, which is a big shame, but Ronaldo's not quite at the levels that he was previously, and I think he's blocking the development of certain players. I'd also say the experiment of playing Fred from the start at attacking midfield may need to end as well. I think Fred in the sort of latter stages of games, coming on to hold on to a lead with his energy and his pressing is fantastic, but when he's breaking down oppositions in number 10, it's quite funny, don't get me wrong, it's quite funny to see Fred there, but at the same time, I feel that it's not right to see Fred in that position. I'd say as well in terms of the defence, the 2 centre-halves and the goalkeeper, not enough progression, not enough carries out of back, not enough balls into midfield, which really costs United problems. So looking at where United need to go, obviously Anthony Elanga was really good against Real Sociedad, and I'd like to continue to see him in the team, operating on that left-hand side. He completed 4 out of his 4 dribbles against Sociedad. I thought he played really well. I'd like to see his development under Ten Hag. He started quite slow, but I think he needs that game time and rhythm. Anthony on the other wing, of course, he's looking for match fitness. I thought he played well, but United didn't give him the ball enough. And I think that's the first thing that United need to sort of evolve. In terms of the first team is doing it, but this team that's coming in, we don't see enough play in between the lines. We don't see enough ball progression into the midfield to progress it through to the attack. That's a massive concern. In terms of things that I think United need to do more frequently, in all aspects of Erik Ten Hag's play, is progress faster to the wide areas. Get the ball to Anthony, to Elanga, to Rashford, to Sancho a lot faster to allow them to turn and play forward. That will help to start to get United in the final third. It's a natural thing to do when you do invert your fullbacks into that sort of defensive midfield line, that arguably your opposition will basically filter you out. So balls from centre back to those to those positions, to the wide areas, they're on every time. That was a key theme of Ajax. A key theme of Ajax. Not only does that allow you to progress the ball quickly to the final third, and arguably you could get the ball to Anthony in 1v1 situations, which it looks like he really likes, but alternatively we use the other move that was so frequent with Erik Ten Hag's Ajax team, that's those underlaps. Central midfielders making underlaps or fullbacks making underlaps to get in behind the defence. Such a good way to progress the play, such a good way to kind of break teams down. I think that progression is a big part of United's game. United were far too slow with Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire at the back, and David De Gea, a lack of penetration through. I also thought as well we had a little bit of a problem with Fred and Eriksen. They were too left-sided, which caused United a real hole in the team and development. And again, that is something that comes from the training ground. These players need to be a lot better understanding the positional and tactical intricacies of Erik Ten Hag's game, because we can look from a heat map perspective and an average positions perspective on SofaScore and see how left-sided United's attack were. You can see number 14, Christian Eriksen. You can see Fred, who's drifted left. Again, this is another problem why Fred should not be playing attacking midfield, and we should be giving a young player or an opportunity deep, or be moving Eriksen to attacking midfield if Bruno's going to be rested. I think that's a big part of it. And I think United will improve, but the tempo needs to be better from back to front. That's a big problem for me right now. It's too much like the old regime where we see too many sideways passes. Too much between Maguire, Lindelof, De Gea, then Malacia, then it coming back, and nobody playing forward. And that has to be your centre-backs. Your centre-backs need to take the responsibility. But I tell you what, one of the best centre-backs I've ever seen at Old Trafford, genuinely, is Lisandro Martinez. And I think when he came on against Sociedad, we saw the complete difference of what he does. Not only does he carry the ball out of the back to break lines, but he plays the passes. it's such a big signing for Manchester United. United need another player to step up in the squad that does that. Could be Victor Lindelof. I think he's got a good level of passing about him, that he changes the tempo and he plays through and he plays quick. But Martinez is hugely important to this team. I think when you leave Casemiro to do ball progression, you've either misidentified what Casemiro is, or you haven't understood what he'll do in the team. Casemiro, for me, is a player that's just going to clean up. That's going to get the ball and going to play it square to someone to progress. That is what he's done for Real Madrid for his entire career. The man's won 5 Champions League. Why are we getting him the guy to progress the play? That should be Eriksen. That should be Malacia. Should be Diogo Dalot. That should be the centre halves. Playing forward and breaking lines. Very, very important. I think the next thing for United to do to improve or to grow within the squad as a team is introducing young players a lot earlier. It took far too long to see the likes of Charlie McNeil, to see the likes of Garnacho on the left wing again, going further forward in the Europa League, seeing Garnacho starting as this left winger is going to be really important. The way that the excitement that he brings the side and his ability to bring down those long passes, he's a fantastic option to progress the play quickly. We know his record in the UEFA Youth League. We know his record in the FA Youth Cup from last season, directly involved in basically 2 goals a game. Outstanding statistics. He needs to be in there. Charlie McNeil's got potential as a false 9. Probably still a little bit too lightweight at the moment. Needs to bulk himself up, but he's got the finishing quality and movement off the ball. And finally, we need to see more of Zidane Iqbal. If Christian Eriksen is going to be used as a number 10 in these positions, why not give Zidane Iqbal the time? You know, he's someone that carries the ball supremely well, and that's United weren't doing that in the game against Sociedad, and that's something that they need to improve from a squad perspective, is getting another ball carrier in there. Why not get someone like Zidane Iqbal to start for Manchester United in that central midfield position? But there's some thoughts. I think United are on the up. They still will be hit and miss. There still be games where United play well and they don't play well. That's because the squad is very, very important this season. And currently we're not seeing the same output from the first team as the sort of the squad players, or the second team as you call it. So we need those guys to step up. But it's been promising. The likes of Tyrell Malacia has been a fantastic signing. You're looking at him, won 8 out of his 9 ground duels against Sociedad. You also bring in someone like Lisandro Martinez, 100% of his ground duels, 100% of his tackles, 100% of his dribbles completed. Such a fantastic centre half. There's a lot of positives here, but getting the ball to Eriksen a lot more. He only completed 22 passes in his 45 minutes against Sociedad. He needs to be on the ball more, because he created those 2 big chances for Cristiano Ronaldo. One cross from the inside right channel, one through ball from the inside left channel. But also looking at introducing Antony a lot more to the attack. 42 touches is not enough for Antony. He needs more ball. They need to create more. He needs to be given the time to really develop into the attacking unit that we know he is. So that's that's a number of changes that United need to make. Out with the new, in with the youngsters. United need to move on. Guys, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, like that goddamn video, and get in the comments below who do you want to see us check out next.